Yeah, buddy. Where we at here? Let's see. Oh, we got a couple of different things going on at once. It's been a busy week. So trying to improve the audio quality. I was really disappointed with what happened last time. So I'm learning. I think sometimes I actually make it more difficult for myself in multiple ways for whatever reason. But then again, if that wasn't the case, then I wouldn't be your boy Rocco. King size muscle here with the local 666 to 269 podcast. Looks like we're on a Thursday, the 26th of April, 2022, according to what they say on the Gregorian calendar. You know, there's other calendars like lunar calendars and blah, 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 and so on. And considering all that's been going on, you'd have to sort of almost wonder, are we really here in some sort of time construct, right? I know you're probably getting tired of me beating you over the head with this kind of stuff. I know my former significant other, she's like, I don't want to hear any more about timelines. Just clean up your mess. All right. So I think we will also do a live here at the same time, see if we can really sort of gild the lily here on all the technology that's going on. I feel a little bit like when I get in a cab in Hong Kong and the guy's got like 6 cell phones up on the dash because he's, you know, works for different outfits and so forth, or I don't know, he's running numbers or, delivering small children. I don't know. I try to ask sometimes, even in Guadalajara, you know, like, what's going on up here? You know, and so I'm working. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I think sometimes I've been in the cab with the guy's like making a sales call while he's driving me from the high-speed train station over to maybe like the airport express so I can get out to the airport in Hong Kong because it's normally I used to fly out a lot there, come in from Guangzhou. Okay, so let me put a title on this really quick here. Let's see. What do we want to call this? We're going to call this something, right? And I guess we just call it the same thing we call everything. Try to be somewhat consistent. Now, unlike a lot of other creators who are begging for followers and trying to be famous this way or famous that way, you know, I really don't give a shit. That's the truth of it. This whole project for me as an artist is about archiving some aspects of my life in this timeline, in this portion of whatever the hell's going on, because it just keeps getting weirder. The more information that comes out from one side or the other side, nobody knows the fuck's going on. All right, I gotta save the palava for this live, so just give me a moment here. And I think what we'll do is I want to talk about this. I want to play this full clip here, if you don't mind, that came out from Sky News. And again, I don't own any of this, but I think it's of interest. I tried calling this prick today. I called his office, but, you know, they're already shut down. I probably would have been better by calling him. You know, maybe he ran off to Cancun again because there is a crisis in the state. And so that's usually what he does. He's pretty good with that aspect. And so I think you probably know who I'm talking about at this point. So let me bring up the window here. Let me slow down the White Bat Audio royalty-free music. This is the dark synth mix of Dystopia. So let's draw that down just a little bit. There you go. And I'm going to play the clip here. Hopefully you can see it on the screen and listen to it. It's not very long, but it's extremely telling in this case. And meanwhile, I'll set up live here on the Tiki-Taki, and then we'll have everything sort of coalesced, perhaps. We'll see. All right. Again, that is a clip from Sky News talking to one of my probably least favorite puffs of air that seem to be floating around in the Capitol as a senator. Now, we all know what went down yesterday. And I can tell you right now, TikTok is fucking silencing the shit out of anybody that is talking up about this. They are muting all of the audio about this. It's for the children. It's for the safety. Bullshit. We're in a fucking war zone right now. People are pissed. And as far as I'm concerned, TikTok is taking a side on this, along with this fucking prick right here. This Raphael Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Texan. I'm also Mexican, and I'm American, and I do love guns. But this shit is fucked up. This guy is extremely fucked up. Like I said, last time they had a crisis in the state of Texas, this prick packed his bag and went to Cancun. The only reason why he came back is he got fucking busted. Then they have this fucking circle jerk fucking press conference. Thank God for Beto O'Rourke for going out there and ramming up their ass to tell them that they're fucking being ridiculous as hypocrites. I'm looking at the governor, the Texas Governor Abbott. He's dressed up like a fucking loon. He's like wearing like this fucking Nazi fucking uniform. You wonder why I don't like fucking fascists? Because it's here, baby. And I am fucking pissed. And when I see this kind of shit from this disgusting, gross, vile, just corrupt piece of shit, how in the fuck did this guy ever get elected to anything besides being a jizz mopper at the adult video store? He's gross. And he's evil. He's vile. God, he's so vile. Just absolutely fucking disgusts me. I mean, as soon as he said, God bless you or God love you, and put both his hands on that reporter's chest, you just fucking made contact with me, motherfucker. I would have conked him with the goddamn microphone and wrapped around his fucking neck until every fucking law enforcement officer that's there took me off of it. We've got to do something. We can't even protect our own children in our fucking schools, ladies and gentlemen. And then this cocksucker, along with the other rest of these fucking GOP fucking NRA bought off sons of bitches, along with Fox News, trying to blame the school over this shit. 22 fucking shootings already this year. Well, it's gun control. We don't have gun control, to take the guns away and then they can take us over. Listen, Meal Team 6 with your fucking bullshit fantasy of being fucking Rambo or whatever else, you obviously have no idea what this military is capable of. Your small arms are only going to be used to protect yourself from the other fucking rival partisans in this case. The good guy with a gun is a fucking myth. And I'll play this other clip here pretty soon. I'm really disappointed again with the law enforcement response to this school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Predominantly Chicano, predominantly Mexican. These fuckers went in, these so-called local fucking whatever they are, sheriffs, police, I don't know yet, I'll look at the clip. They go in and get their kids out and then start pepper spraying the fucking parents who are trying to do the same goddamn thing because they're ready to put themselves in harm's way to protect their children. And I can understand why people are fucking getting really, really fucking pissed off. I got just suspended by fucking TikTok right now. You know why? Because they don't believe in free speech, because their fucking parent company is Douyin, which is Chinese. You cannot tell me that China is not using soft power propagation of divisional ideas through this platform by trying to silence dissent that does not fit into the narrative that they want to push for us. So yeah, I'll submit an appeal, but I'm angry. And so they're claiming I have hateful behavior. You're goddamn right I got hateful behavior. If you don't have hate in your fucking heart right now for this fucking maggot Ted Cruz, Greg fucking Abbott, where they want to regulate a woman's vagina more than they want to regulate a fucking automatic weapon for an 18-year-old who goes and shoots up a school. Then again, I'm the fucking mad one. I'm the hateful one. I'm the crazy one. These cocksuckers have declared fucking war on us through their corruption and inability to make us safe. So the guy from Sky News, he's obviously from the United Kingdom. Absolutely. Maybe even Australia in this case. He's correct. We're the only country that has not taken action on this shit between Finland, New Zealand, and Australia for these mass shootings. How is this acceptable? How can this guy stand on American exceptionalism? I can't even pronounce it. I'm fucking so rabid right now. You know, this concept of American exceptionalism. Yes, we're exceptionally fucked up with guns right now. And fucking racism and this goddamn whatever the fuck this Handmaid's Tale bullshit is about Amy Barrett Cohen trying to say that we need more white babies. I'm telling you, if you're not as fucking mad as I am, you are part of the fucking problem. You are asleep. Your brain has been put to sleep by the fucking wizards that run Wall Street and fucking Madison Avenue and have sold you a bill of goods that you fucking believe is the correct thing. Shame on you. I'm really fucking disappointed with a large swath of this country. And if you don't like it, leave it. Well, motherfucker, I did. I left in 2007 when you put that other fucking demon, George W. Bush, in the White House again, who fucking took us into Iraq under false fucking premises. Thank you, with his buddy, Dick fucking Cheney, Halliburton, how much money they fucking made off of that shit and still making money off of it. I know people are getting deployed soon that are going to go back over there again. Why? What the fuck? All right, we're going to try this again. We'll try to tone it down. I don't think I can. I'm going to get kicked out of here again, I'm pretty sure. And so disappointing that they are not allowing us to speak out freely or openly in this case. And so as far as I'm concerned, they have taken a side. They've been taken aside for a while. All right, you are now going live exits. You think your live is suspended until 21:25. I see. On 0206-20222. And I get why people get upset by this, because you're trying to reach the people that you like, the people that you follow. Again, I'm not trying to be fucking famous. I don't give a fuck about that. I like somewhat of my privacy, and although I'm not a very private person because I share fucking everything with everybody because I'm an open book, because honesty is the best fucking policy. But this shit and this shit and this shit and this shit, it's wrong. I've had enough. I guarantee you, if I was still in fucking school right now, I would be fucking walking out and I would be taking people with me. We need a call to action in this country. We've had enough. We have to pay to be safe in our own homes. We have to pay to get basic things like food and water. And fuck us, if you get sick, you're gonna go fucking bankrupt if you got something serious. American exceptionalism. Ooh, well, you know, if we're so bad, then why does everybody want to come here? Well, some people are fucking escaping worse situations. That's what's going on here. Fucking war zones, real fucking war zones every place. Poverty, fucking starvation. Of course they're coming here. I'm going to make room for a couple of them because at least I'm good enough for 2 or 3 of them. I'm out. I've had enough. but I'm gonna fucking kick some trash cans over and light them on fire before that happens. And I'm gonna find this cocksucker. I can promise you that. I'm gonna stay on this guy until he is something crumpled up in the road like a fucking dirty diaper being run over. He's gross. How dare this asshole come in front of the cameras and try to woo the, oh, these two parents won't see their children anymore. Dude, you've had 22 fucking chances to do it so far this year. Good fucking performance, Ted Cruz. Fucking Oscar worthy. And then for him to get mad because someone pushed back on his bullshit fucking logic about don't make this political. This is absolutely fucking political. And you're a politician. It's your goddamn job. I got his picture up there. It's still fucking got me going. So I'll tell you what I do. I'm gonna try to calm down the scatology here, and maybe we can do a live on the other side. That's why you got to keep a backup, right? All right, let's try something else here. Oh, I can't believe these guys. They're so bad. Why did I do that? All right, we'll go back to original king size muscle on TikTok. This is the one that also has got a lot of heat when I was taking the piss out of Make America Great Again, motherfuckers. The fuck your feelings crowd. We're the most sensitive fucking paper thin skin bitches I've ever fucking had the pleasure of. I mean, they're all chicken shit. You too, motherfucker. If you don't like what I'm saying, you're chicken shit. If you're a Trump supporter and you fucking think making America great again is being a fucking racist piece of shit, you're a fucking chicken shit. You know where to find me. I'm easy. My fucking address is right up there. Come on down, motherfucker. Let's play. You can get on the fucking pile of all them goddamn Let's Go Brandon and fucking Trump 2024 flags that I've been ripping down everywhere I fucking go in this country. I play capture the flag. Yeah, you might get shot doing that. Good. Fucking shoot me. Tearing down your fucking Nazi bullshit. I'm ready. I've had enough. And you should have enough too. I want to see some fucking action out here. It's bad enough when they started this bullshit with the abortion crap. You're going to regulate women like fucking slaves, like fucking chattel? You pigs. You disgust me. Fucking vermin. And then you're going to fucking make it easy in the state of Texas where you don't need, since September, they passed the law, you don't need any fucking training or anything else to go and buy these high capacity assault rifles. This kid had 2 of them. He's 18 fucking years old. This prick should be in a pawn shop buying a fucking base, learn how to play if he wants to get some fucking women. But no, fucking guns, 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 guns. Thank you, homosexuals. I get it. Guns are fucking fabulous. They're fan-fucking-tastic. But you gotta have some fucking training and you gotta have some oversight on who in the fuck it's gonna get one. Not everybody's suited, carried, wired to have a weapon. There's people with suicidal ideology. There's people that are, he claims he's a psychopath. And then it won't be, I'm sure it's already out there. Well, all you gotta do is dig a little bit. I promise you, the conspiracy trolls from the Russian fucking troll farms, a lot of them are fucking in Nigeria and Cameroon. I know this because I look at the fucking analytics. I don't know anybody in fucking Nigeria. I don't know anybody in fucking Cameroon. But I know a lot of fucking trolls that fucking follow me and try to fucking light me up on different shit. You know, these profiles with no fucking image or just like one picture of some asshole with the hat and the truck and the fish and the fucking American flag. I'm a patriot. You are a pig, sir. You are a pig. You're not a patriot. You're a worm. You're a disgusting individual. You're a very selfish, uneducated fucking lout. If you think that women's vaginas should be regulated more than this shit here with these fucking weapons. It's 2022. We are moving into the fucking future. This is not the wild motherfucking West. The Earp brothers had it right in Tombstone. No one's saying you can't own a gun. They're just saying you can't fucking own a gun and bring it in town. Disgusting. Just absolutely just gross. You can see I'm fucking beyond livid at this fucking point over this shit. All right, I gotta take it down a couple of notches if I want this thing to work. All right, let's try again. You must be over 16 years to go alive. Okay. Let's see. Let's try to be polite then this time, because we don't want our live to get canceled again. So let's see how long I can go before I start spewing out 4-letter words again. And a real good 4-letter word is cruise. C-R-U-Z. Let's go through this clip here. You guys give it a listen. We've played the full thing on the other live, which got shut down for being hateful. I'm being hateful because I'm a Texan and I'm a Mexican and I'm American, and I do not agree with Ted Cruz. And so I got to be more creative. Instead of calling him a mother, I need to say something nice like, the best part of you ran down the crack of whatever that thing that bore you onto the bed. Because whatever is standing in this flesh suit right now is not doing it for me, baby. All right, let's go through this. And you'll have to fucking really imagine the audacity, the sort of strange, whatever Dunning-Kruger mental gymnastics. I mean, Oscar, give this man an Oscar. He's got his brows pulled back like he's really sad. He's got that grandpa monster sort of reptilian, itchy human suit face skin thing going on. At least now he doesn't have the Wolverine mutton chops. You know, he's got that nose that you know, just it's okay. I'm angry. I'm trying not to get banned here. Thanks for everybody for stopping by. So again, you know, he's thinking this is a slam. Oh, I'm going to talk to the international press and I'm going to woo them. Oh, this is what a pity, what a child, terrible things has happened. Oh, you know, anybody that thinks this guy is telling the truth in any sense of the word is just, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. I'm sorry. If you believe anything comes out of this guy's mouth, you're the enemy. That's where I'm at. I'm done. You guys want to, on the other side, you want to own the libs. You're worried about Antifa, you're worried about communists, you're worried about socialists, all that other kind of stuff like that. You paint us as demons and devils and pedophiles and all this other stuff, and it's always you guys. It's always you. You're always projecting. And it's just bizarre that we continue to play this game. It's a terrible, terrible game. Well, I'm talking to a United States senator who's a politician. Politics is kind of what you're supposed to be doing. And so, yes, we're going to talk about reform because we want solutions. This isn't right. Everybody in the world is looking at us like, what are you doing? 15 years in China. I taught tens of thousands of students, and very few of them decided to come to the States because their families think it's not safe. So they go to Canada, they go to New Zealand, they go to Australia, they go to England and other European countries, and they take that giant brain of theirs as an engineer or whatever other STEM subject, because they're fabulous at doing that. It's extremely competitive. And believe me, the ones that are getting out are usually the better ones, the cream of the crop, okay? When you got 3.6 billion people, trust me, it's the same odds that we have here. As many dumb people as you see around you, multiply that by 10. And you might have an idea of what it's like to live in the People's Republic of China. And people say, why did you go? Are you a communist? No. I like Kung Fu, motherfucker, and Chinese food. I tell you, as an expat, I always felt much more free and safe overseas than I do here. And believe me, I had PTSD for a long time for a variety of reasons, including listening to firecrackers and fireworks. And trust me, the first year in China was a bit tough, but then I realized that they're always lighting off firecrackers to celebrate things or to scare off bad omens. I'd like to put a firecracker in this guy's nostril. Ugh. Again, that's where the media likes to go. Really? They're trying to say that Beto is making a stunt. No. This is a guy who plays music, who rode a skateboard, who's got a little bit of soul on him. And then he feels exactly the way that most of us also feel. And if I'd been there, I would have been right there with him. And all those guys up there with their tin stars and all that horse shit, all that pomp and circumstance don't mean dick. You guys are wrong. You're backing the wrong horse on this because you're afraid. You live in fear. You're afraid of people of color. You're afraid of immigrants. Who's the largest trading partner to our south? Mexico. Texas Governor Abbott spent over $9 billion with his Lone Star program to try to secure the border. And of course, Leos love it. I'm sorry. I know a lot of Leos. Some of you guys are my family, some of your friends, but I'm fucking chapped. You guys need to clean your house. Seriously. The thin blue line is protecting too many bad apples. And you guys are rotten. You know you're rotten. I was coming up the I-5 today, out of the woods, dark and deep. And of course, everybody was driving super slow. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's not even a good place for traffic. It's kind of by Wilsonville. Homeland Department of Security, or whatever the fuck it is, in a blazer, you know, with their law enforcement shit on there, fucking the traffic up. You know, I slowly finally get up to this guy after, you know, a couple other cars, and I look over him and I'm thinking, wow, this is what we've done in this society. People are slowing down because they're afraid they're going to get a ticket and they're going to have to pay. Now, why do they have to pay? Because it's the golden rule. People with the gold make the rules. If you don't know your rights, when they pull you over, they give you a ticket. It costs you money. That's how it works. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm a citizen. I'm legal. I pay my taxes. I got good credit. I believe in free speech. I've done my time. I looked at that guy. I gave him the fucking finger and fucking hit the accelerator and waited for him to light me up. He didn't do shit. And pretty soon everybody else started going along. As far as I know, it could have been the guy that changed the oil in the fucking truck at the motor pool. But that's what we've done. We've elevated. They programmed us. That's why they had 5 cops in the school at Uvalde. Good guys with guns who didn't do shit for multiple minutes. I really hope this all comes out. I really do. I'm so disappointed. I'm getting hateful again. I'm sorry about that. TikTok, you've chosen a side, TikTok. You've muted other content, other creators who are talking about this. We're hurt today. We're in pain today, man. Don't you understand? We've had enough. And these platforms are still trying to silence our voices and elevate news guys. Exactly. The people want it, Ted. The people that you are supposed to represent, but you don't. Look at this. It's always this strange conflation of trying to make a straw man reverse the argument. These are not the droids you're looking for. Oh, the evil Democrats and the evil media, right? Yeah, trust me, we are in a war zone. If it's been a culture war for a while, and weaponizing this information to change our way of thinking about what is right and what is wrong, we're losing that battle. We got to push back. It's enough. We're allies. Black lives matter. Trans lives matter. Gay lives matter. All fucking lives matter. Not to take away from the other stuff, but so what I'm saying is, you know, we've had enough. We've got to do better, and we're not doing it. What are we afraid of? There's a lot more of us than there are of them, because nobody wants to take the hit. And the only way you win is by taking the hit and getting up and keep going. Well, who's going to lead the charge? They're going to be. The only way that evil wins is when good men stand by and let it happen. And that's what we're doing. We're just as evil as the rest of them. Because we're weak. We get angry. We get on here. We yell. We shout. And then we go and give them some thoughts and prayers. Enough. It's too much. The proposals that the Democrats have, none of this would have stopped them. Really? Well, why don't we just try? Why don't we just try it? Since you don't know what the hell you're doing, since whatever you're doing is not working, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I mean, even if I was in opposition with this guy, seriously, and I already am, obviously. But if he said something like, well, let's try it this way, let's try something different. And even though I might not really like the idea or be sure of it, I'd be willing. I'd be willing. We've got to do something. It's too much. We're in a war zone. Black folk know it. Gay folk know it. People are trying to start unions for these oligarchs know it. Old Dick Rocket Jeff Bezos hiring the Pinkertons. You know, it's not like the Pinkertons in the old days where they go around with their bowler hats and in a truncheon and clunk, 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 hit you on the head. No. They're a very highly sophisticated, investigative surveillance force. Because that's where you fight these days. You fight with the information. You fight with the technology. Disgusting. Ted Cruz, you're a pig. I'm sorry. I just can't. Go ahead, TikTok. Kick me off again. Ted Cruz is a piece of shit. Why does this only happen in your country? I really think that's what many people are. The look on his face right there. He starts to look down. I want to say this is almost a tell. I really want to at least believe that there's some iota of humanity left in this husk of a human being. Let me show you the picture here. You tell me if it doesn't kind of look like a tell. He looks down and see, part of what I do is I do a lot of interviews for my day job. And sometimes the information from the person that I'm interviewing is complete bullshit. And like a Voight Kamp inspector from Blade Runner, it's my job to find out, are they real or are they replicate? And you look for tells. You look for the same thing if you were playing high stakes poker or whatever else, you're trying to read the person across the table from and trying to find out, are they bluffing or do they got something there? And I look at Raphael here in his picture. And as soon as we mention the idea of American exceptionalism, He looks down, sort of slightly, kind of like, and then he turns the switch on and becomes offended by it. Because this is the only thing that these people have left to hold on to, is this construct, this fantasy of theirs. This entitled sort of, again, bizarre, strange mental gymnastics act of trying to understand why we are the greatest country in the world, except we are getting shot up all over the place. Yes, is it dialectic logic? Can we continue to compare or contain two concentrically different ideas simultaneously? Okay, they can in the East per se, but they also don't shoot up schools over there either. Why is that? Could it be access to these weapons? Well, I don't know. Hard to say. So let's go over this again. This is where he begins to turn, because he came out there to score, you know, hearts and minds, hopes and prayers. Oh, what a terrible thing. Let's not get political about this. Okay. Well, let's talk about changing the spark plugs in your Mustang then, jackass. Is that what you know about? You certainly don't know anything about the electric grid in Texas, except that it's cold, so I'm going to Cancun. Raphael, Ted Cruz. I'm taking you on as a hobby. That's true. Whatever voodoo, whatever hex, whatever, I don't know, spell, satire, man, everything I got. Sending you glitter, I don't know. I called you today, and I know for a fact that I'm already on the radar for doing that. And I don't care. That's why I'm speaking out right now. This guy is wrong. This guy is corrupt. This guy is bad. He's bad for America. He's bad for Washington, D.C. He's bad for Texas. He's bad to have in your neighborhood. You sure as hell don't want to be on the plane with him. You know, this is the kind of guy that would, like, you know, rip a really bad fart and go overboard blaming somebody else for it. He's a creep. I'm sorry. He's a creep. Yeah, I can see you're so sorry. I'm so sorry. My tuchus bleeds for you. This is not American exceptionalism. Okay. American exceptionalism is give us your tired, give us your poor. It's the idea that people have the opportunity to go to the next level. And we're beginning to realize that just like this nonsense, it's a fairy tale. The game is rigged. And the reason why it's rigged is because we got pit bosses like this guy giving the dealer the old nod to hit the switch under there to make sure that, you know, you can't win. The reckoning is coming, brothers and sisters. I promise you. I'm not talking about some rapture hatch stuff either. When you prevent parents from going in to take care of their own children in a crisis situation, well, yes, maybe you're protecting them and their safety. But then why were you able, officer, to go in there and take out your children? Why do you get a free pass? Why is the law different for you, sir? Just like the recent murder of the Congolese national who was shot in the back of the head. And of course, they're trying to allow that law officer off the hook. Thank God for the students, and thank God for people of color that say, no, that's wrong. It's murder. So no, don't say you're sorry that I can't, you know, get on board with your American exceptionalism, because my American exceptionalism is not this. My American exceptionalism is when someone escapes a war zone like this is turning into, arrives on the shores of this country with like zero, nada, just like our ancestors did, colonizers, of course, Luckily for me, I'm part indigenous, so I get to flip both sides of that coin. But the idea is that you have a chance to make something out of yourself, that you have free speech, that you have the right to the pursuit of liberty and happiness. You homosexuals who keep wrapping yourselves in the flag and scratching, sniffing your Iron Age guide of the Sheep Herder's Guide to the Galaxy in your book of Jewish fairy tales, with your bandoleros of your guns and your AR-15s and all that stuff, because you've got something wrong with you in your brain. You know, most guys with really small penises usually go out and buy a Corvette. What happened to those guys? But not anymore. Now it's big trucks, big dualies, because I get a tax write-off. Thank you. Thank you, oil companies. Oh, let's go, Brandon. He raised the gas prices. You simple slugs. You disgust us all. You got your political agenda. And he starts to put his hands on this guy right there. That's it. That's it. As soon as someone touches you, it doesn't matter what amount of force they use. They have put their hands on you. You are allowed to defend yourself, especially in the state of Texas. How ironic, right? I was working at Shell Beach in Blythe, California as a youngster. And we used to get a lot of weekend warriors, a lot of the same sort of tribal jack-offs that are supporting this nonsense. With their big old boats, they come down from Orange County, yeehaw, and they go over Colorado River, and they drink their Coors Light, and they tube, maybe smoke a little doob, you know. And really? You can't find any kind of excitement where you live? We're in the desert. We're going the other way because we want something else. You're leaving the city because you're coming out there because you're an idiot there. That's why. Anyway, I got a dispute with this guy. You know, something was wrong with his car or whatever else. So, you know, we also had self-serve ice cream. So he gets the ice cream. He gets mad about, you know, the card or something like that, and proceeds to shove the ice cream into my chest. So it was go time. And he seemed sort of surprised that it was go time in that case. And I remember him sort of sitting on the floor with an ice pack on his head going, "Oh, they did put an ice cream cone on him." No, motherfucker, you touched me. Do not touch me. Do not. You do not have my consent. And so when I see Ted Cruz doing this to the reporter, it's go time. Seriously. And what does he say? God love you. God love you. Which God? The mammon? The mammon that you guys worship? The mammon? You know mammon, right? The God that requires a sacrifice. So I'm sorry, these guys are projecting. They're in it. They're in it hard. Now this is starting to zip out. You see, people don't want this information out. People don't want to hear this, but we're sick of it. You cannot keep doing nothing while our children are being shot up in schools. My fellow teachers, show me on the teaching contract where it says I have to work in an environment that's not safe. Show me in the contract. Well, some of these teachers don't have contracts because some of these places are not union. Why? Because of mammon, because of greed. And so in this case, when they go out there, their idea is, well, let teachers carry guns. What the hell is going on? And you say I'm crazy. I'm the crazy one. I'm the one who is weird and nuts over this. Really? Thank God for this guy from the Sky News who's not letting this rat off the hook so easy. And he instantly scurries. The first thing he does is he's got his security team, whatever they are, and they jump into the line of law enforcement officers that are sort of blocking wherever they go to do whatever it is that they do. Sir, if you are so proud of your American exceptionalism, Ted Cruz, why wouldn't you stand there and hold your ground? As far as I'm concerned, you're going in the book. And in Texas, we have a book. And you, sir, are going in the book under chicken shit. Why is this just an American problem? That's how the world sees us. But these guys have no concept of the world. Even though rich corporations fly them on these delicious, all expense paid junkets in 5-star hotels and brand new golf clubs and all this other stuff, including, you know, skanky, stinky donations through super PACs. It's gross. You know what? Let me run over here between these two police officers. Lay down your stuff. Join us. You are of the people. I beseech you. Leos. Don't believe the bootlickers. My buddy over at WMFU, Richard Lindsay, today posted a thing about whenever he sees, you know, the blue flag thing with the blue line or whatever else. He says, I think it's yellow. And I'd say in this case, it is. It should be a yellow stripe because you're chicken. You're more worried about your situation. Instead of serving and protecting, you're more worried about how you will be perceived because you wanted to be a law enforcement officer. Because you're short, because you got bullied. Maybe at one time you were idealistic and you wanted to make a difference. I believe that. I don't say it all their hearts are tainted. But once they start getting in the system and they start covering for each other over civil rights violations, over legal violations, over breaking the law, because trust me, these guys don't know much about the law. When I was younger, yeah, they used to get me all the time because I didn't know about the law either. And I used to give up my rights and I would get in trouble. And after a while, I said I had enough. And I began to push back legally push back by knowing my rights and drawing the boundaries and enforcement for my rights. For something as simple as, you know why I pulled you over? No. What's the hurry? There's no hurry. Stop incriminating yourself. They're not your friends. If they were your friends, they would be taking care of this. If they really wanted to serve and protect the citizenry, they would do it. But these bootlickers who are so repressed in their sexuality and everything else, they've got this sort of authoritarian BDSM sub-dom weirdo uniform fascist fetish fantasy thing. The same people that call themselves patriots, because they don't have the heart. They don't have the stones or the minerals to live their real life as some kind of leather daddy or some kind of someone who likes to be handcuffed or whatever else, you know. And so to me, it's tantamount to this whole let's go Brandon thing. The vanilla version of trying to say, F you, Joe Biden. Because that's a dirty word. We don't like dirty words. Yeah, well, there's no dirty words, dummy. There's only dirty thoughts. It's one of the things we put to it, the idea of the construct of language. Because some words in this language are absolutely filthy in other languages, and other words in other languages are filthy in our languages. We see the videos all the time of people saying funny phrases that sound something totally disgusting and raunchy. It's not the language. It's the thinking. Hello, McFly, thinking, which is not happening. And I don't know if it's all the stuff that you guys have been eating since I've been gone, but the fact that the IQ in this country is slipping down point by point by point every year. Less than whatever, 94 points. Granted, IQ tests are not the end all be all, but it's a pretty good rubric to say that we've got a lot of dumb people around here. And dumb people are electing dumber people. And you want to believe that? Take a look at Herschel Walker and his comments on this nonsense. Fantastic athlete, but he's an idiot. Do not elect any more stupid people, please. You're doing it because you're scared. You're doing it because of replacement theory. The same people that were up in their ires and hackles about critical race theory, which was another one of their dog whistles to each other. And now it's replacement theory from Tucker Carlson, who should be rode out on a rail, tarred and feathered, and hung up at the city gate by his toenails. His vitriol, his rhetoric is all over the Buffalo Shooters manifesto. Replacement theory. How about you replace your brains? Try that for a theory. It's kind of hard to do when your head is so farly inserted into your rectum. GOP. He actually believes this, I think. Look at his face. Look at those tails again. He has to like, you know, sort of put the husk up really quick because it has to contain whatever the thing that's oozing inside him. It's a terrible construct. And so he goes from sort of being and then slightly remorseful to being, how dare you talk to me this way? American exceptionalism. God love you. You have your agenda. You don't, sir? You don't have your agenda? Let's take a look at your finances, along with everybody else up there on Capitol Hill. How is it that you get elected with a salary that, but when you leave, you're a multimillionaire? Hell, I should run for office if that's the case. Unbelievable. For those of you that don't travel, that don't read, that love the Kardashians, you know, that think Kid Rock is awesome, you know, whatever, all that kind of dumb stuff. If you think this is the safest country in the world, you're an idiot. You really are. And I'm done. I'm really out. I've got a few more things to deal with here, but I'm taking my ball and I'm leaving, especially after I kick this guy in the balls. I'll probably have to in that case. And let the rat scurry off into his hole. Ted Cruz, I'm coming for you, baby. Every day. Every day. You, sir, disgust me beyond belief. The comments that you made to Beto behind that wheelchair maniac, derelict governor of that state that I also had to leave because of this kind of nonsense. You're a pig, sir. You really are. So yeah, go run away. Go hide in this case. All right. You can see I'm not happy about any of this in any sense of the word. I'm not taking any joy out of this. Don't be fooled by my smile and my laugh, whatever else. I'm like this close to really losing it myself, along with everybody else. And what skin do I have in the game? Do I have children in Uvalde? No. Do some of them have the same name as my family? Yes. Yes. Because that's what happens. in southern Texas. We're Mexicans, and we're separated by this arbitrary construct of a border. Well, you know, Trump gonna secure the border. He gonna build a wall, right? Is he gonna deploy the Texas Navy and their submarines in the reservoir of Falcon Lake, which happens to be on both sides of the border? It's a giant reservoir down there. It's like, I can't remember the details, but it's many, many miles across. How do you secure that? You can put some PT boats down there? You're joking, right? What a bunch of maroons, man. Just insane, really. Anyway, hello to everybody that's jumping on the TikTok here. Obviously, I'm really feeling it tonight, like most of you guys are. Let me stop the share here so we can. I'm going to look at this other clip. I want to see some of the proof that was caught on video of the law enforcement in Uvalde basically jumping on the parents for trying to take care of their own kids and sitting in their cars with a really poor response to this whole situation. And it's a turning point. I really think it is. I want to, let's try to be somewhat positive about this. If I'm this vocal and this angry about it, I guarantee you a lot of other people are too. And we have to be. We deserve, we have every right to be angry about this situation. And we have to be. It's just too bloody much at this point. Let me see the shooter. Get away. You. This guy shot his grandmother too. Huh? Boy, he looks like, if you see this guy, you probably see his pictures out now, man. He is in the Richard Ramirez tribe for sure. Night Stalker. Look at those dead eyes. Something happened to this guy that pushed him to this point. Most of you aren't old enough to remember, but as the old man, I'll tell you. In the 80s, Ronald Reagan took the guts out of mental health and basically opened up the asylum doors because they thought it was too expensive to pay for mental health care for a lot of these individuals. And ever since then, any kind of mental health care for anybody that needs it, that's below the poverty line or at the poverty line or working class, doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. They don't qualify for it. And so we remember this. You know, I went to high school in Blythe, California. It was not uncommon for the Palm Springs police, their law enforcement agency, to put their transients on a Greyhound bus, one-way ticket to Blythe, dump them off on the river. And a lot of them lived along the river, you know, among the arrow weeds, whatever else, but a lot of them kind of ran around town and, you know, until they got arrested and sent someplace else. It's just bizarre, just absolutely bizarre. And so again, this is typical of the Republican Party and the GOP. Supposedly the guys that are, you know, conservative on the spending, on the physical spending. I don't mean physical as in physical, but like, you know, with an F. They're not. They're just not doing it, man. It's just absolute horse pucky. Hey, Rose, how you doing? Welcome. So don't mind me. I'm doing my podcast, and I'm spitting. I'm spitting over this nonsense. I'm spitting over the stuff that's coming out. Here's the other thing that was shut down by TikTok. And this brought me to tears too. And I tried to repost, respond different ways, and they just muted it. They just muted it. And so TikTok is not our friend in this country. This will break your heart. It broke mine. He feels it, man. He knows. And that's exactly what they're doing. I'll tell you what, you don't have to like Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, I'm sure he gets high on the show, and you know he's said things in the past on the Man Show, whatever else like that, and he was probably one of the last late night hosts that I sort of kind of started paying attention to. But he gets it. He gets it. He understands. This man's in tears, as we should be. As I'm trying to hold back mine, and I don't say whatever. It don't matter. I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt like the rest of y'all.
Most Americans support keeping guns out of the hands of criminals and children and majority of Republicans. The reason they call them common sense gun laws is because that's how they are.
89%. That's, I mean, we're not saying you can't have a gun. We're just saying make it a little bit more difficult to get access to one if you're 18 years old. You got to be 25 to rent a car in some place. You got to be 21 to buy alcohol or cannabis. Yes, when I was a young man, a million years ago, we had hunter safety at school, and people brought rifles, and the people came out. You know who taught us? The NRA. Funny, right? American exceptionalism. 'Cause and you already know how I feel about professional sports. I think that's other bread and circuses. But kudos to the coach for the Golden State Warrior for feeling what we're feeling. This is what needs to happen. We need a paradigm shift. We've had enough. The Senate are all bought and paid for, all the way up and down. And they bought and paid for everything below that, down to your local judges. It's not what we wanted, and it's not who we are. And to dress it up in the flag and the Bible and call it American exceptionalism, it's just corruption.
And I say this tonight with the hope, not with an expectation, but with the hope that people like Texas, people who are elected by will actually listen to it. Civil rights. Guard in Buffalo. There was an armed guard in Parkland. There was an armed guard in Uvalde. They had armed guards. The police officers are on the scene. Kids and the teacher and the government responded by enacting gun control legislation. There hasn't been a school shooting in Scotland since then.
I
1996 in Australia, a mass shooting, 35 people, they passed gun legislation. They haven't had one since. This is the only country country where this keeps happening. Firearms are now the number one cause.
You hear that? Firearms are the #1 death for children and teens. Oh, it's the media. It's the liberal media. No, it's called facts. It's called data. Your rhetoric, your opinion, your sky daddy up in the air, and your Iron Age sheep herder's guide to the galaxy does not trump, pardon the pun, facts. What? Yeah, he's a father who tried to kiss his daughter who was skeeved out by it. When you see kids skeeved out, especially little girls skeeved out by their own parents, what does that tell you? What does that say to you? It says to me that something is up. Something is very wrong. Maybe she gets it the same way we do. He's skeevy. They're making the loosh. I got to lighten myself up just a little bit.
And he went to bed sick to his stomach last night.
I hope so. Yes, he is. No, he's not.
In fact, it's not just okay, it's necessary to admit you made a mistake when your mistake is killing the children in your state. It takes a big person to do something like that. It takes a brave person to do something like that. And I think
And that's the issue. They're not brave. They're yellow. They are chicken shit.
hi, it's Jimmy. And
Hi, Jimmy.
I wanted to
Sorry.
say-
Let's see where we're at.
We know this. 26 years ago, Scotland.
All right.
Last night. But he's not a monster.
No, he's a monster.
It takes a big person. It takes a brave person to do something like that. And do I think
They're not. Yeah, well, it ain't gonna happen. No, they're spineless. Yes, yes.
Some people say this is the there have been 27 school shootings so far this year in this country. That's May.
He gets it.
How does this make sense?
It doesn't, Jimmy.
You know what?
It doesn't.
These are our children. I don't think these are supposed to represent us.
They don't.
We couldn't live as groups of be able to be a teenager who works at a fast food restaurant. If we can't agree on that, forget it.
Exactly.
Is it not their fault?
Yep.
We demand action.
Yep. Mm.
Of the children at Sandy Hook and Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School and now Robb Elementary.
And then you got pigs like Alex Jones talking about crisis actors and everything else. I'm glad that the parents from Sandy Hook sued him and got him put out. Tucker Carlson, you're next, buddy. You're next. Oh, it's cancel culture. No, it's not cancel culture. If you are saying things that are getting people killed, that's not cancel culture. And it's not free speech either. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. And you're dog whistling to people that don't have enough sense to turn you off. I tell you, if I go into any business that's got Fox News on, if they don't turn it off per my request, I will unplug it and I will leave. And there's a lot of places I can't go back to because of that. And I don't have a problem with that because I sure as hell don't want to go back where they got that crap playing on the television. It's anti-American. I'm sorry. It really is. But who let that happen? Again, Ronald Reagan. Because they gutted the FCC. They allowed large corporations to homogenize media programming. And what do these guys do? They project, oh, it's the media that's doing it. It's the media that's doing it. Who owns them? Who owns them? It's like when I see these cops with the Gaston flag, don't tread on me. Mofo, you the tread. You the tread. Who treading on you? You got a gun. You got a license to kill. You're not supposed to, but you do, especially if it's people of color. Don't tread on me. You idiots, you simpletons, you disgust me. You can do so much better. There's a reason why there's a high rate of suicide, alcoholism, domestic abuse. Because these are the kind of people that gravitate to these kind of jobs. And they deal with filth and scum every day. They see the worst of humanity. I understand that. Then go do something else. But I want my pension. I like my boat. I like to go to the river. I like my truck. Yeah. No. No. It doesn't pay for your soul.
So if you care about this, and we all do, doesn't matter what party we vote for, we all care about this. We need to make sure that we make sure that unless they do something drastic, that let's make sure that not one of any of these politicians ever holds office again.
Absolutely. They see me rolling. I'm surprised this guy's not out there punching trees with Madison Cawthorn. What do I see when I see this press conference? I see the good old boy network, exactly what I see. I grew up with these people. I know what they are. I know what they represent. A lot of them came into money when Texas got oil. And so, trust me, these people are not old money. The good old boy network is fairly new compared to some of the old money in this country. You know what a cartel is? A cartel is a sort of group of rivals that decide to get together to control and monopolize a market. And sometimes they take each other out, obviously. And so we're dealing with a type of a cartel situation here between these different sort of power groups that have come into money, that have managed to buy offices, managed to buy their way out of problems and situations. I think that's Wayne LaPierre sitting on the other end here. I'm not sure if he was at that conference, but why is the chairman of the NRA sitting at this conference? Because he paid for that seat. That's why, to be one seat over from the governor who just made it easier for any jackass to get a weapon. And now they're paying the price. Yeah, let's put this to the test, because guess what? They didn't do it.
Thomas, who was wearing body armor, was being engaged outside of the building by a school police officer, who then shot the officer.
Turns out that that's bullshit. He didn't have body armor. Made
his way inside. We support the right of America to be able to
And so I'm looking at two AR-15s, one with a hot rail and front close grip, full threaded barrels. Looking at not super high capacity mags, but good size ones. I don't know what that is. You know why? Because I don't have an AR-15. Okay, I'm sorry. You don't know anything about guns, do you, bro? Yeah, okay, sure. That's right. I don't know anything about guns. Keep that in your mind, all right? You believe that I don't know anything about guns, okay? Oh, thank God they brought up Lady Graham. I needed someone else to rubberneck on. Here's another guy. Old ladybugs here. Another corrupt senator. Ugh. War zone. Punisher. War zone. We are in a war zone, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to fight back. Dr. Oz. Again, stop electing idiots because they're famous. This guy is a quack. This guy has sold dodgy stuff all through his career on his TV show, and now he's going to run for office. Good. He can join those other chuckleheads like Marjorie Taylor Gang-Green and bobblehead Lauren Boebert. And thank God Madison Jordan jettisoned himself out of there because why? He ratted on his own. He started to shake it up a little bit. Imagine that. Not on purpose, because he's a moron. He's a moron. That's why. And with no loyalty. And these guys, none of them have loyalty. The Joker was right when he walked in there and looked at the television and said, oh, the head. I know a squealer when I see one. And these guys all crack. You want to spend 12 hours on a polygraph talking to the ATF? Come over. I'll tell you all about it. You're asking the wrong questions. These guys are terrible. And so, of course, they're cutting in the different political candidates that are, homosexuals because they get a big fat check from the NRA. We already know the NRA is compromised. They had a Russian agent who was courting them. She got arrested. You guys probably already forgot about that. If you don't think the outside competitive forces in this world are not trying to shake us down, you're a moron, just like the rest of these guys out here talking about this nonsense. And so they're naming every one of these politicians who are jacking off of their gun to rile up their base. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you for following them. Shame on you for voting them in. Shame on you for being a chicken shit, for being afraid and thinking that's the person you want to represent you. Disgusting. 212 already. 10, 2, so on. There's another one. Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana. He's another moron. He's another greasy, corrupt senator. They got to go. Second Amendment sanctuary state. Yeehaw. Well, guess what, Governor Abbott? I was there in October. I went down to the border. I saw what you were spending your money on. I saw what it was like for my family to live in a DMZ, a demilitarized zone, with every kind of law enforcement all over this neighborhood where my grandmother and grandfather built their house, which you can actually see Mexico right across from the river. We didn't cross the border crossed us. But yet we still served. Yet we still did everything we were supposed to do. And you have failed us because we are not in the good old boys club with you. We're not white, uptight, entitled, rich assholes. And until that starts happening to them, they're not going to do anything. Just like the opioid crisis. Nobody cared until it came into the suburbs. Same thing with crack back in the 80s. Nobody cared as long as it was in the ghetto. As soon as it started taking over the people that were going to the mall and so forth, then it's a problem. It's a social issue, right? Disgusting. Disgusting. Everytown for gun safety. Thank you. Everytown.org. I'm telling you, I've been fuming on this since this afternoon driving up here. The more that I find out about this, the angrier and angrier I get. And you should be too. Call your representatives from top to bottom. Ring these bells. They have to know that we are absolutely fed up. Students, don't go to school. Walk out. Call to action. There, I did it. I said it. I don't want anybody to do it. I don't give a shit. Whatever you got to do, let these guys know that this is not right. It's wrong, 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 wrong. How many more children they have to die? And they're always, this is the party that's always, what about the children? You know, we got to take care of this lump of cells that's unrecognizable as a fetus. But once you exit that birth canal, F you're on your own, right? American exceptionalism. Gotta love it. Just absolutely gross, man. You guys are gonna give me an ulcer in this case. Oh man. I want to get some comments here from the parents. And I want to see the clip here, yeah, where they plead with the police. And the police basically are just useless.
As the days go by, more questions are rising following Tuesday's donation. Some of these questions surfacing after a video was shared on social media showing parents pleading for law enforcement to enter the school and save them.
Yeah, because they don't want to risk their life. They got their kids out. Hell with everybody else. Just a bunch of dumb Mexicans, right? Idiots. So this is the short clip from ABC 12, and I don't own any of this content. And you want to sue me, shut me down, whatever, I don't care. I don't care. I've had enough. And this, you know, again, if it wasn't for aspects of social media and people with their phones, you realize how much more injustice we would be at in this dystopian right now. We're in an information war, and we have to use the information the same way. If this is a war zone, then we have to fight back the same way that they do. I tell you, if my kid was in that school, I don't care who's standing there and said I can't get him. I'm going in. Law enforcement, you're letting us down. You really are. You really, really are. You are protecting the people that are turning this nation into a fascist state. Join us. We are your people. You are our families. You're working stiff just like us. You got a union just like us. Stop taking care of NASA. Okay, Uncle Tom?
People question how this happened.
No, they did not. DPS did not respond appropriately. Probably because the A team is down on the border collecting triple overtime on the taxpayer's dime, sitting around doing nothing except looking for maybe some wetbacks and a little bit of narco traffic. Yeah. Why is that a big deal? Because of the racism. And so there's a lot of these clips coming out, and I'm going to tell you, I hope they do. I hope some people resign. I hope they get fired. I hope they get rode out on a rail, whatever it is. And again, if they're not going to protect us in our own country, in our own schools, in our own homes, or whatever else, then yes, we have to take it by ourselves. We have to put it in our own hands. I don't want to see any TikTok dances. I don't want to see any trends. I don't want to see any of this frosting until this is resolved. If you're a creator and you're not banging out this kind of content right now, being mad as hell, then you are part of the problem. That's the truth. That's the truth. If you're not here trying to find a solution and getting everybody riled up to say, this is enough, we got to stop, as far as I'm concerned, you're on the other side. And if you want to make it you against us and us against you, or whatever it is, then that's the way it's going to be. You're going to stand on the rock, on the hill. You're the hill that you are willing to lay your life down on, is that you need an AR-15. You need it. You really, really need it. Yeah, I got to protect myself from the government. Wait a second. The same government whose asshole you like to stick your nose into? I just don't get it. It's just bizarre. It's insane. It's absolutely mentally insane. That's because we don't have any health care in this country. I want to get a little bit more on the parents. I got to get out of this. I'm going to bust a gasket here. But again, I want to encourage everybody to use your platform, to use your voice in mass, collectively, that this aggression will not stand, man. Says the Big Lebowski. All right, Sky News, CBS News. I don't want it. I don't want a mainstream news service. I want to see somebody who was there with a camera. I want a firsthand account of what we know was a failure on the part of DPS to deal with this situation in an effective way. Let's see here what Senator Chris Murphy has while we wait for this. In his state. Exactly. Nothing. We're doing fuck all. Why are you here? To get money. Oh, sorry. Exactly. What are we doing? What are we doing? Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. People have asked me, like, you know, do I really worship Satan? Do I really worship the devil? Motherfucker, if I don't believe in God, how am I going to believe in the devil? Okay. Why do I put all that iconography up? Because I know that it rattles the jimmies of the people that are causing these problems. It's Christian repellent. X-I-T-I-A-N, like Christmas, because these are not real Christians. They don't follow Jesus. If they did, this wouldn't be going on. And so they're like fake pseudo Christians as far as I'm concerned. And there's too many of them. You know who I'm talking about. The people that go to church religiously, regularly on Sunday. They sing and they participate in the choir, whatever else. And then as soon as they leave the parking lot, they act like assholes and treat everybody around them Karen style like shit. Eye of the needle and all that stuff, right? Oh, unbelievable. Just gross. Just so gross. And again, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing this until something happens that's the right thing to do. And you know what the right thing is to do. We're not idiots. Well, I guess we are idiots because it's happening, right? Now there's the investigation. I want to get on the footage here about some of the nonsense. Here it is. Help coming from across the country for Uvalde. You know, I want to see the clip where the parents are getting pepper sprayed by law enforcement, by Texas DPS, for trying to take care of the children when DPS would not do it. I want that proof because I saw it and I know it's there. And I want you to hear it. I want you to hear it from the horse's mouth. Oh, Lord. Love a duck. Again, if you're not using your platform to kick rocks against this, what are you really doing? Then you're just as selfish as these other guys that are just trying to make money off of all this nonsense. Let's see here. What do we got here? Trying to figure out how to do this one. Give me a breather anyway, just for a moment. Oh, here we go. El Lico. That's the ticket. Okay. Here's the old Ted Cruz nose. A lot of gals here. Let's see. Need volume. Don't forget the Johnny Depp and Amber Turd news. I mean, that stuff should all be on hold at this point. There should be only one thing that we're all talking about is what happened here and why did it happen. Come on, baby. I know you're here somewhere. Let's get the truth out. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. I wouldn't be surprised that TikTok removed the video because that's where they're at with this position at this point. Yeah. First, they started muting creators who are speaking out about this, like myself and my other channel. Live was cut, and my other comments also shut down as well. And so anybody else that's sort of revealing the truth of the failure of what happened down there with the law enforcement in Uvalde, it's getting harder and harder to find the clips. Do not let them bury this, please. That's what they want to do. They really want to do. They just want us to kind of keep going, just like they did over the Panini situation. It's just gross, man. It's so gross. Please, I beseech you, if any of this rings something of truth to you, please say something. Please do something. Otherwise, you're part of the problem. But Rocco, no, there's not a debate. There's not a discussion about any of this. You can come at me in the comments. You can report me. You can do whatever you want. But this is wrong. And again, evil only prevails when good men don't do anything. And I don't consider myself a good man. I'm no saint. I've made mistakes more than once, and I'll continue to do so. But I'm a stand-up guy. I believe in the things that I believe in. And I will put my money where my mouth is. Anybody who knows me personally knows that's how it is. That's how it's always been. You got to do the same thing. Otherwise, here's some Russians. So now the Russians are jumping in with all the dancing and stuff. I'm telling you, it is a concerted effort to keep us distracted. Don't fall for it. It's just so gross. I've seen banks of troll farms in China, huge warehouse with 10,000 different types of phones that were connected together with individual accounts as a program. I've posted it here many times. When you guys get buried in bullshit commenters that have no videos, no profile, whatever else, it's not a human being, it's a program. It's a program designed to push information. Let's take a look at this. So these are the raw clips. This is the stuff we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at raw footage here. Not what DPS is releasing as a statement, not what the mainstream media is accepting from the Department of Public Safety in Texas as being the story here. The real story is in these individual clips that people are putting up and that are getting pulled down and shut down by TikTok, which is owned by Douyin, which is a Chinese company. And believe me, I love China, I love the Chinese, but I know what's happening here. This is a soft power play to make sure that we continue to eat each other alive. The Russians are doing the same thing to us, for sure. So basically, we've got concerned parents who've had enough. They're trying to get into school to get their kids because nobody's doing dick. And occasionally, there's probably some pop, pop, pop in the background. I get it. I know these people. These people are my people. The only reason why you've never seen this kind of behavior before in these kind of situations. But for us, no. It's Mexican, motherfucker, not Mexicant. Your kid's in there, you're going to go get them. And what do you get? You get pepper spray. Genius. And so for some parents, this is how they found out that their children were murdered until they started pulling them out because DPS could not secure the shooter inside the school for whatever reason, sitting down in their cars for 40 minutes, running the AC. Somebody needs to lose their job over this big time. Somebody needs to go to jail over this big time. The response, they failed. So, you know, one of the spoils of war, Halliburton, is all that stuff that they bought, those APUs and all these, you know, light whatever fighting equipment stuff. That extra surplus, where did it go? It went to police departments. On our dime, they got grants from the government that came out of our taxes. So some small town has got a weapons carrier, an APU, right? You saw it on what was it, Fear of the Walking Dead? Yeah, it's badass for sure. Who wouldn't want one of those? Yeah, okay, great. But they also gave them a lot of other stuff, including the training. The training that's going around in law enforcement is again being sanctioned by these sort of nebulous right-wing fascist provocateurs, I would say. And so it's a closed loop. It's a closed agenda. And because of the thin blue line, nobody wants to break the silence. Serpico, bitches. Serpico. New York City. He wouldn't take bribes. They did everything. They practically almost killed the guy. They did everything they could to get him out of there. Anytime somebody blows the whistle in this country trying to do something right, we shut them down. How long did Reality Winner sit in prison for trying to tell us that the Russians were monkeying around with us? And they put her in prison for calling no attention. You know who put that on there? The same senators who are also corrupt, who are getting money from Russian channels. The same as that orange baboon that you guys thought was so hot. And now he's got to go before the New York Attorney's Office and testify under oath. We'll see how that goes. I bet he'll squirm out of it. He probably will somehow, or just refuse. I called Mar-a-Lago today. I did. And again, I know I'm getting myself on the list again. In my own country, I'm a dissident in my own country because I'm willing to speak truth to power, along with many others, thank God. Let's see if I got it here. It's not very good. It's just kind of funny, to be honest. Okay, that's right. Find phone number, Mar-a-Lago, Florida. There you go. So whoever it is, Secret Service, FBI, I don't give a shit. I tried to call Mar-a-Lago today because I was upset. I just want to see how he was doing. Yeah, don't tell me that my sphincter didn't clamp a little bit at that one when it said calling security post 1. So I know I'm on the bloody list now for sure. Dig deep, babies. You want me to shut up? Pay me and let me out of here. I'm done. It's not like I expected him to answer the phone or anything, of course. One ringy ding, two ringy ding. Huh? So there's something going on there, right? You know, who answered the phone? Mar-a-Lago. Okay. Is this the golf club? Mar-a-Lago. What? Who's answering the phone down there? Did I really call them in this case? Apparently, I'm calling security post 1. Oh, Lord. Let's see. And then I realized it was too late to call Ted Cruz's office. So tomorrow morning, I will keep doing it. I'm not giving up. I've had enough. If you haven't had enough either, I'm not sure what the hell's going on with you. And why haven't you had enough? See, again, these videos are being pulled off and pulled down. Disgusting. We've got to kick back. The police took over 90 minutes to breach the door in Texas. These are our heroes. These are our good guys with a gun. Where are the men of action? And then you deny the parents. If you're too chicken shit to go in because you're worried about your pension, you signed up for this gig. People say, well, you don't have a very serious and deadly job. Yes, I know that. They fucking chose it. They decided that's what they wanted to do. They bought the ticket. They're taking the ride. You don't get to backslide on that. I took the same oath that you did to preserve the Constitution.
It took cops over 90 minutes to breach the door of Uvalde, Texas.
And what have they done? They're arresting the parents. They are pepper spraying the parents. What reality is this? What timeline am I in, ladies and gentlemen? Why have you brought me here? To be John the Revelator? To tell you to repent from this bullshit? Okay, now this is where the media starts to, like, take it down another pathway. If it bleeds, it leads. That has always been the thing in the press, and I understand that. The story for me is not all this stuff. The story for me is the raw footage of what happened here. The story for me is the fact that Texas passed a very liberally open carry style gun law, and are paying the price for it with our children. Thank God for Beto O'Rourke. Why? Did you fart there? That's the head of the DPS, right? These guys don't want anybody kicking rocks at them. They believe that they really believe that what they're doing is the right thing. Why in the hell is the governor dressed up in some sort of SS cosplay? He's wearing a black shirt. It's got the logo stuff on there. Did he not have anything else to wear? Is this how he rolls around in his wheelchair all the time? I'm surprised he doesn't have all the medals and stuff like a North Korean general, right? That's what I see here. There's old Ted. Sit down. You're making a show, says the grand showboat himself. No, he's not out of line. You guys are out of line. You good old boys up there with your cowboy boots and your Stetson hats, and we used to say in Texas, trying to put 10 pounds of crap in a 5-gallon hat. Disgusting. You're damn right he's out of line. He should be out of line because that line is going to hell. That line is tearing this country apart. Racism. Really? Really? He's the sick SOB for speaking out truth to power to these guys that are pushing themselves up there like some sort of brilliant Pharisees that know what you trolls deserve. Eat the rich. I love this is their first line of defense for these guys. This is not a political issue. You're politicians. You're talking to the press. That makes it a political issue. The fact that you passed a law that makes it easy for this to happen makes it a political issue. Oh, man. They're lucky. They're lucky that he's a nice guy. And so, you know, he kind of leaves on his own and does his thing. They're lucky. They're lucky that that's who he is. Because I'd be like Al Pacino, I'm going to take a flamethrower to this place. Fourth grader. When you sit there and you watch somebody gunned down in front of it, okay? I'm speaking from experience. And you watch them bleed out in your arms and their life fading away. And you know they're going to go. In fourth grade, I've been through a lot of shit as a kid. But when it comes to war zone stuff, I'm like the rest of y'all that have been through it. Still processing. And now these kids got to live with it. Ain't right, man. You know it ain't right. It's happened before where a teacher put himself in front of the door, save his kids, man. I don't have kids. My students are my children. I can't imagine. I gotta go. I can't handle this. I'm done. I'm done. I've had enough. Thank you.